Hey guys, what's going on? We are in The Sims 4 today to complete a build challenge. And that challenge is every room is a different Disney show. This video was actually a suggestion from one of you guys. So before we begin, I would like to say thank you for your suggestion. I hope you all enjoy. So I have picked 5 different Disney Channel shows and we're gonna create a house inspired by different rooms in those shows. Let me build the shell of this house really quick and I will be back in a jiffy. And we're back with the shell of the house, and yes, I know it is a rectangle. But you see, the outside of this house doesn't really matter because today we're just focused on the interior. Oh yeah, and I did switch slots because I decided that the other one was a little too small. We're gonna start with the bathroom first. That's just because for some reason I always decide to decorate the bathrooms first. And we're gonna stylize this bathroom based on the show Lizzie McGuire. I will pop my reference photo here on the screen for you. This is the scene from the Lizzie McGuire movie, actually. I can't really remember how often we see her bathroom in the TV show, but I would assume that the bathroom in the TV show and the movie are the same since she lived in the same house the whole time. This is what came up when I searched Lizzie McGuire bathroom, so this is what we're getting. I really love Lizzie's bathtub. It's super cute and floral and pink, and I couldn't really find a pink floral. The pink swatches didn't have floral and the floral swatches weren't pink, but I found this elephant one and I figured it was close enough. I also like the fact that the bathroom has a lot of pink in it. It's just really pink and girly and I think it's cute. Obviously there's part of the bathroom that I don't see in the reference picture, and that part of the bathroom is the toilet itself and the sink, so I get to kind of have my own imagination to carry on the theme of the rest of the bathroom into that area. There were a couple of items that I wanted to try to find, like that green towel. I was really happy to find because it basically looks exactly like the one in the reference photo. Now, one thing to note is that Lizzie's bathroom is very messy. She has towels all over the place. She's got slippers on the floor. She's got clothes on the floor. So I made sure to include those things. And here we have the completed Lizzie McGuire inspired bathroom. Now let's move on to one of the bedrooms. We are going to do a Wizards of Waverly Place inspired bedroom, so let's begin. Okay, so looking at the reference picture for this one, I don't know about you, but it's giving me like movie hangout and paranormal activity vibes. Those are packs from The Sims 4. The color palette is very boho and fun. Here I'm trying to find a bed and I couldn't decide between wanting to try to find something with that really big headboard or if I wanted to find something that matched the color and pattern theme. Ultimately, I decided on this bed, which kind of had the really fun pattern and colors that match Alex's. Now we're moving on to this ottoman, and I could have sworn that we had ottomans in this game that were like bigger than that little small square ottoman, but I couldn't find them, so I just made my own ottoman. And then the chair, the circle chair. I realized we didn't really have a whole lot of circle chairs, and so I just tried to find something that had the color-ish and a fun pattern to go with it. Now, when you look at this picture, and I'll pop it up again, do you think that rug is red, or do you think it's like a hot pink or like an orangey red? Because I was really stuck in between thinking if it was pink or not pink. I didn't know, so I was looking at all the different colors of rugs, and then I found this one, and I was like, oh wow, look, it's like a pinky red. I was like, how perfect. So boom, there went that rug. The curtains in Alex's room are also really fun. There are multiple colors and they kind of have like beads in them. And so I grabbed the curtains from the Paranormal Stuff pack because I figured, you know, they've got the beads and a similar color scheme with the rest of her room and her curtains. And so those worked out just fine. You'll see there that a minute ago I changed the size of the room, and that was because the spacing between the windows and that sconce in between the windows was just like not lining up. I decided to make the room a little bit smaller, and I think that that worked out a lot better. Now you can see that Alex has some sort of like leaf sculpture above her bed, so I was trying to find something that could represent that, and I ended up choosing cross stitching, which is definitely not a leaf sculpture, but I think it still fits the vibe. Don't mind the fact that the photo on her bedside table is a picture of a pear. She actually has a photo of her boyfriend on her bedside table, but The Sims 4 doesn't have a picture of Alex Russo's boyfriend, so therefore you get a pair. Even watching this footage back, I don't know where the ottoman went, but here I am recreating the ottoman again because it disappeared. It went poof. If you've ever watched the show, you'll know that Alex Russo is very unorganized, so for her room to be a complete mess in this reference photo makes a lot of sense. So again, I threw a bunch of dirty laundry around on the floor and stuff to make it look like it's a messy teen bedroom. And here I'm just adding in a couple of extra little doodads like books and shoes, hairstyling stuff, things like that, just to fill in the space. Now let's move on to the living room. And for the living room, I have decided to use Good Luck Charlie as the inspiration. This living room is pretty basic. It's really only got 4 or 5 major components of furniture. It's got a couch, 2 chairs, coffee table, side table, and then I guess a 5th or 6th or whatever. There's a table behind the couch too. But even though there weren't very many elements that I had to find, these elements were hard to find because I couldn't think of a single chair that had a super stripy pattern like that. So again, I was having to ask myself the questions of, do I look for the shape of the chair? Do I look for the pattern of the chair? Do I look for the color of the chair? What kind of compromises am I gonna have to make this work? So I used solid chairs, but the pillow on the blue chair does have stripes, so it's a little ode to the stripy chair in the original reference photo. Now I really struggled with this coffee table because it's like a distressed grayish brown, and I couldn't really think of anything in The Sims that we had that matches that kind of style. So I just went with a gray wood for both the coffee table and the end table. And then, out of nowhere, for some reason, the table that's behind the couch is brown. Like, just straight up brown. Why did they do that? I would have just made all of the wood tones match, but no, they stuck a brown table in there, so a brown table is also here. Oh yeah, and then you'll notice that single dining chair that I just stuck back there. If you look closely at the reference photo, you'll see that there's a random, I think it looks like a dining chair that's just sitting there by the stairs by itself. So that's what I did here too, even though there's no stairs, which is something to keep in mind too. This is just inspired by these shows. I'm not making exact replicas of these rooms. So no, there will be no stairs, and I believe the kitchen is on the opposite side of the living room in my build than it is on the TV show. Good Luck Charlie has a lot of kids on the show, so I made sure to make the living room reflect that by adding in craft supplies and random kids' toys, board games, things like that. And there was also a lot of wall space, so here I am just trying to fill up some of that wall space by putting up some pictures, some windows, and curtains. Next, we're going to be moving on to the kitchen, and this kitchen is going to be inspired by the kitchen from Hannah Montana. Here is the photo that I will be using for this build. I feel like on Hannah Montana, we actually see the kitchen a lot, but I feel like I never really looked at it. That is, of course, until now. I will say that the hardest part of this kitchen had to be the counters. And not because of the placement or anything. The placement was pretty easy. It was the color scheme, this mix of a light wood and a dark wood at the same time. We don't really have anything like that in The Sims, so I ended up using the darker brown, which is kind of like a cherry wood. I started adding more cabinetry, and then I noticed that I forgot to color the wall, which for some reason the wall is this bluish color, which is a very interesting color to choose because in my personal opinion, I don't think it really goes well with the rest of the kitchen. There were actually quite a few questionable choices in this kitchen. For example, the velvet chairs that I'm about to put in on this bar section. Why'd they put velvet chairs there? I don't know. Think about the fact that they live on the beach. They live in a beach house. I don't know if velvet screams beach to me. But hey, to each their own. The last major piece of furniture that's going in this kitchen is just that little circle table with some chairs. And now it is time to start adding the windows and decor items. But first, before we move on to the decor items, I want to call out the fact that there is one random light that dangles from the ceiling, and I don't know why it is where it is, but that's where it looks like it is, so that's where it is, and it doesn't make sense, and that's okay. But anyways, moving on to decor and clutter. There is a lot of decor and clutter in this kitchen. I mean, oh my gosh, there are plants all over the place. There is crafts all over the place. Every single part of the wall is covered with something. This house overall has so much more clutter than what I typically decorate with. I never add piles of laundry on the floor or overcrowd a space as much as I'm gonna overcrowd this kitchen. I kind of feel like I should have put even more clutter in this kitchen than what I end up putting, but I was done putting clutter. I was like, okay, no more. I can't take it anymore. But I sure did try. I put down decorations. I put down kitchen utensils. I put down plants. I put down centerpieces. I don't know, whatever I saw that I thought might have gone in a kitchen, I put in the kitchen. Also, you can't see it very good in the reference photo, but they do have a surfboard rug, so I just put a little red runner rug. And last but not least, we are going to make a bedroom based on That's So Raven. So this reference photo is actually from the episode where Corey surprises Raven with a bedroom makeover. And when I see this photo, it screams pastel pop kit to me. Does it not? Similar to what we had in Alex Russo's bedroom, we have lots of fun patterns, but the difference here is that it's more brightly colored instead of those darker reds and blues. We have the really fun lime greens and purples and light blues here. I know we don't have any of like the princess bed drapes. There is a bed from Island Living that kind of has that effect, but it's like built into the bed frame, so it's not just dangling from the ceiling. So instead I just used the curtains to kind of make that effect. I noticed that the wall behind Raven's bed is blue, but then she also has that wooden, or maybe it's a brick actually. I don't know. It's a wood or a brick, something. Anyways, the right side of her wall has that look, so I added this wood paneling to kind of mimic that. Furnishing this room was actually a lot of fun because the colors are just so cute and fun to work with, and I just really like it. The little area by the door is obviously unseen in the reference photo, so I got to kind of make that up, and I thought that, you know, she'd probably have a mirror in her room as she really does love fashion, so I thought that was the perfect little spot for that. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to fill up this extra wall space, so I found some little decorations and an extra clothes rack because if you look at the reference photo, we do see a bunch of her clothes hanging out of the closet, and I added a rug. And we're done with the whole house. So I'm gonna take you room by room and we'll dive a little deeper, get you a better look at what we did today. Are you guys ready to see the final product? Here we go. I don't know why the mailbox is in the living room, but it is. Anyways, I don't know where that came from. We're just gonna pretend it's not there. This living room was inspired by Good Luck Charlie. I think it turned out really cute. I love the different blue hues in here. I'm really wondering why there's a chair over there randomly, but it's fine. Thanks, mailbox, for showing up in the middle of the living room. And if we turn over to our left, we have our kitchen that is inspired by Hannah Montana. We've got lots and lots of clutter in this room. That kitchen seemed to be a mess on the reference picture that I used, so that is what I tried to imply here as well. And let's take a little peek into the bathroom. And this bathroom is inspired by Lizzie McGuire. This part over here I just kind of made up on my own, as I couldn't really see this part in the reference image that I used. What I could see is about that much in the reference picture, so I kind of got to use that. Oop! What is this blue wall? Just ignore that too, okay? Just ignore it. But I kind of got to use some imagination to try to continue the theme. And let's go back out into the hallway and we will head into the first bedroom, which is inspired by, you're kidding me, right? There's another blue wall? Where are these blue walls coming from? Anyways, this room is inspired by Alex Russo's bedroom in The Wizards of Waverly Place. She is a very messy teen, as we all know. So I put a lot of laundry on the ground, like she walked in and threw everything in front of the door. But I think this room is very cool. Yeah. And let's go across the hall and move on to the last room. This room is inspired by That's So Raven's bedroom in the bedroom makeover episode. Sometimes it can be kind of hard translating things from TV or real life into a game because obviously they're not going to have the exact furniture that I'm looking for, but I feel like I got the gist of it here with all the super fun colors. This room specifically made me realize that we need more like fuzzy furniture because both the chair and the couch in the photo are fuzzy, and we didn't really have any that were fuzzy, especially in purple or bluish teal, lime green, whatever. So yeah. Here's a look at the entire house from the bird's eye view. There is a lot of different style influences shown in this house. Literally every room is like a different person lives there. And in reality, that's true because all 5 of these shows are different shows. This was really fun. It was a challenge because you can't always find the exact thing that you're looking for. When you're looking at the reference photo, you know what you want to find, but it's not always guaranteed that you're gonna find something that is exactly that. But I tried my best, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're enjoying the content that you're seeing. Let me know in the comments below which room was your favorite. Also, feel free to let me know if you have any other challenge or video suggestions, as I would love to hear them. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye!